Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
So, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today we're going to talk about the bullshit policy that the Secretary of War said about giving testosterone to troops over 30. We got to talk about that because this is a loaded bullshit that I got a lot to say. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, tip, and commission me for a photo shoot, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are an awesome alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and your right to speak freely without fear of being blocked, suspended, or deplatformed, well then, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to Minds.com. Also, guys, I do have the most awesome affiliate link with Burner. Burner is the less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top-of-the-line Burner SD, Burner LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest, ladies and gentlemen, their compact launcher. So if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment, your right to self-defense, but you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, well then, ladies and gentlemen, head on over to my friends at Burner.com. And finally, guys, I do have the most awesome affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply. North Shore Medical Supply, guys, they make their top-of-the-line North Shore Megamax diaper, their North Shore Supreme pull-up, their North Shore Supreme diaper, and their Eterna boosters, guys. So if you know somebody out there that needs to wear adult diapers, that needs to be put in adult diapers like I am, guys, Well then, ladies and gentlemen, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply, and they will make sure that you are diapered up and padded up as always. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Wow. Wow. That was a fucking damn mouthful. That was literally a fucking damn mouthful. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am diapered up as always. I am in my North Shore Megamax diapers with my Eterna boosters, and I'm also in my t-shirt today because it's kind of hot, warm. So I have to be in just a diaper and t-shirt for today. So I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get this show on the damn road, shall we? So, today, guys, I'm going to talk about this article from Task and Purpose, and I'm going to read you the headline of this. Pentagon announces screening for troops 30 and older. You know, I thought the Pentagon banded gender affirming care for transgender troops. Thought of that. But why is the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and the Department of War now deciding to give testosterone to troops over 30? Makes me wonder because this reminds me in the 1990s, okay, and this is like what, over 30, 40 years ago? I wanted to enlist in the military or commission in the military, but at the time I have Kallmann syndrome, okay? And then at the time had vitiligo, okay? And I was taking testosterone just to have a normal functioning body. But back then, taking testosterone meant I was barred from enlisting or commissioning in the military. But now, come 2026, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is now saying that he wants to screen troops for testosterone. Anyone over 30 years of age is now going to get screened for testosterone, and if they want it, they will give it to them. In the 1990s, I was I was disqualified for joining the military because I was taking testosterone. But now you're gonna give it to them? The fuck does that work out here, ladies and gentlemen? How the fuck does that work out here? That in the 1990s, your podcast host, Nikki Schoenphone here, wanted to join the military in the 1990s and early 2000s, okay? But was disqualified because I was taking testosterone that was required for my medical condition. But now, in 2026, the Department of War and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is now going to screen for troops over 30 who have low testosterone and is going to give it to them. Fuck. How the fuck is this even allowed? How the fuck? Okay? You disqualified me in as far back as 2005 to enlist in the military or commission in the military because I was taking testosterone for my Kallmann syndrome. But now in 2026, you're going to screen for anyone in the military over the age of 30 who have low testosterone, and you're going to give them testosterone? But yet, MEPS is going to say, oh no, you can't take testosterone in the military. We're going to disqualify you. This policy is all fucked up, okay? This policy is beyond fucked up, all right? And I'll read you the headline. I'll read you the headline. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced a new program to screen troops 30 years and older for testosterone deficiency. The new screening will be conducted annually as part of the service members' periodic health assessment, Hegseth said in a video posted on social media on Wednesday. Troops under 30 can voluntarily undergo the screening as well, he said. And the program is meant to ensure troops have the right testosterone levels to operate at your absolute best, Hegseth said in the video, adding that testosterone can drop with age. So here's the question in all that. For people like me who are disqualified, barred from enlisting or commissioning, all because we were taking testosterone at the time, but now you're coming out with a policy in 2026 saying to people in the military that, yes, you can take testosterone if you need it, and we're going to screen you for it when you're 30 and over, or if you're under 30, you can voluntarily sign up for it. This screams hypocrisy. This screams fuck up on a massive scale. This screams like, what the fuck are they allowing this shit? Saying that, oh, if you take testosterone or any medication, you're barred from enlisting or commissioning. But people already in the military at 30 below or 30 above are now going to be screened for low testosterone and will be given low testosterone. But yet, in 2005, which was the earliest I can remember, they disqualified me because I was taking testosterone. But yet, in 2026, they're going to say they're going to give it? I'm sitting there after reading this policy, and I'm sitting there going like this. Seriously, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? If the military is going to deny anyone who takes medication, especially testosterone medication, from enlisting or commissioning, but you're going to turn around and say, oh no, we're going to give that to people who are already in 2026. This screams fuck up, ladies and gentlemen. It pisses me off because on one hand, they're going to deny me an opportunity to enlist or commission in 2005, all because I was taking testosterone in a patch or in a gel form. But now in 2026, okay, in July 17, 2026, they're going to give testosterone and screen men under 30 and over 30 for low testosterone. I say like this, ladies and gentlemen, it leaves me dumbfounded that the military, the United States military, is going to deny you an opportunity to enlist or commission if you're taking testosterone, but turn around and say to your current members that if you're over 30, we're going to screen you for low testosterone, and if you have low testosterone, we're going to give it to you. And the same thing for those under 30 who volunteer for it. But yet, I wanted to enlist and I wanted to commission in the military, but because I was taking testosterone at the time, that I'm going to be denied, but you're going to allow everyone else? No, Pete Hegseth, you and I are going to have a nice chit chat about this. You and I are going to have a nice long chat about this because this policy is so inconsistent. Okay, this policy of yours is so inconsistent here. You're going to deny people like me, okay, who have to take testosterone for a myriad of conditions from enlisting and commissioning, but you're going to fucking turn around and tell your current members in there that if they have low testosterone and we screen you for it, you'll get it. But you're going to tell me that someone like me who wanted to enlist and commission that I can't join? It's fucked up. It is. It's fucked up. And the fact of the matter is, the only opportunity I have to wear the uniform is with the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. And that's the closest thing I'll ever get. Because at the time, I knew all the branches would say, no, we ain't going to let you enlist. No, we're not going to let you commission because you're taking testosterone. Okay? But now in 2026, I'm a member of the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. And Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is now saying he's going to screen members of the military who have low testosterone and will offer them low testosterone. But yet, turn around and say to my damn fucking face and say, oh, sorry, we're not letting you enlist or we're not letting you commission because you have testosterone and you have to take that. Okay, even in basic training or AIT, they're gonna say that to my fucking face, but then turn around and say to their members that they have low testosterone and they're gonna offer it to them. This ain't right, in my opinion. This ain't right. This ain't right for a couple of reasons, because they're gonna deny you for enlisting and commissioning because you're taking testosterone, and they're gonna say, oh well, you can't take it in basic and AIT, but yet you're gonna allow your current members in the military to take it even when they're going to the schools. As I'm here in my thick ass diaper, in my t-shirt, sitting here and reading this article on from Task and Purpose, and then watching the tweet, I'm like, it feels like I got sucker punched in the stomach. It feels like I got punched in the stomach for this. It feels like I got denied an opportunity that should have been given to me in 2005, okay? Should have been given to me back then. But now they're giving it to people who are currently in, but still denying people like me. Folks, the military is full of inconsistencies. And this is one of the inconsistencies right here, okay? This is one of the hugest inconsistencies ever, okay? The fact that the United States military, in all of its branches, from the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, okay, and the Space Force, that they're going to deny anyone who takes medication, especially testosterone medication, from enlisting in the military, but turn around and say to their current members that if you have low testosterone and you're over 30 and we screen you for it, we're going to give it to you. But if you're under 30 and you have low testosterone, we'll still give it to you. But yet they're going to deny me, saying, oh, we don't know if you're going to be able to get your medication while in basic training or advanced school or on deployment. But you're going to do the same to those people as well? Folks, this is why I think like this. The military is full of hypocrisies and contradictions. It is full of hypocrisies. The fact that your podcast host here was denied an opportunity to enlist in the military as far back as 2005, okay? And the only opportunity they allowed was for me to join the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. It's hypocrisy. It's rank hypocrisy on a grand scale. It really is. And for someone like me who was denied an opportunity all because I was taking testosterone medication, and now your policy, Pete Hegseth, is that you're going to give testosterone to people who are already in the military? Y'all need to make this up right now. And hear me out on this. Y'all need to make it right, okay? Y'all need to go back to your records, look over people who were denied enlistment or commissioning all because they were taking testosterone, and y'all need to make it right to them and say, hey, we're good. We're sorry we made that mistake now because of the policy we are now instituting for our current members, and now we're going to make it up by letting you enlist or commission. And in my opinion, if they're over a certain age, they should be allowed to enlist and commission in the reserves. Okay? They should be allowed that. But the fact that this policy that they're now going to institute and now they're setting up the framework for it for all their current members, they need to go back and make it right for the people who were denied an opportunity to enlist and commission because they were taking testosterone at the same time. This policy is full of contradiction and rank hypocrisy. It is so full of it that I sometimes want to look at the Secretary of War in front of his face and say, you're gonna give testosterone to current members of the military, but your same military denied me an opportunity to enlist and commission because I was taking testosterone at the time? Y'all need to make this right. Y'all need to right the wrong right there. Because if a current member was re-enlisting in the military and they were taking testosterone, you know damn fucking well they would probably be denied. They would, okay? But if I was doing the same thing and I wanted to enlist and commission, you know damn well I would be denied. I would be denied royally. I would. Because of the Secretary of War is now gonna screen service members over 30 for low testosterone and offer them low testosterone, says a lot about why our military is fucked up. Says a lot why our United States military is so fucked up that you're going to deny someone like me who wanted to enlist in commission, okay, because I was taking testosterone, and your excuse at the time was, well, we don't know if you're going to be able to have your medication while you're in basic training, advanced school, OCS, or on deployment, but yet turn around in 2026 and say to your current service members that if you have low testosterone, we'll give it to you even if you're on deployment and all this. This is bullshit on a grand scale. This is pure bullshit. This is grade A plus bullshit right there, okay? To me, back in 2005, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to enlist in the military so badly. I wanted to, because I wanted to make a career. I wanted to have all those benefits and everything, okay? I wanted to have all those. But because I was taking testosterone at that time, okay, and I was taking like androgen patch at the time, the military said, sorry, we can't let you enlist because you're taking medication at the time and you're taking testosterone at the time, because they said you might be a deployable risk and you might not be able to deploy. Well, now in 2026, I'm in the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. I get to deploy a lot of times, but yet they're saying I might be a deployable risk. This is why they should have just said like this: "Hey, I know you want to still serve your country and all that, and you want to serve like this and this and this. Maybe a better option is maybe we can get you to serve in the United States Coast Guard or the United States Coast Guard Reserve. Maybe we could have gotten you in there like that. Okay, maybe we could have, but they didn't offer that. They just flat out said, "Oh no, we're not good. We can't let you enlist or commission because you're taking testosterone and all that." But yet, you're gonna turn around and say that to your current members that you're gonna offer that. This is why I was pissed like hell. This is why I was pissed like fucking hell that they're gonna allow current service members who are over 30 years old who are being screened for testosterone levels, and if they have low testosterone levels, that they're going to be given testosterone. And those under 30 who voluntarily screen for that, and if they find out that they too have low testosterone, they're going to be given that as well. But yet, they're going to go up to my face and say, "Oh no, we can't let you enlist in commission because you're taking testosterone." I should be owed an apology. I should be owed an opportunity to at least commission into the reserves. Okay? I should be owed that because your policy in 2005 didn't fucking make sense at the time. But now in 2026, seeing the hypocrisy and all that, that's when I sit there and go, what the fuck, man? What the actual motherfucking fuck? That you're gonna allow your current service members to take testosterone while serving in the military and deploying globally, but you're gonna fucking tell me to my fucking damn face saying, "Oh no, you can't enlist in commission because you're taking testosterone, and we don't know if you're gonna take it, if you could take it while going to basic or technical school or go to a unit." This is this is why the level of rank hypocrisy is so off the charts. It is so fucking off the charts, guys. It really raised my blood pressure. It really made my blood pressure boil. It really made me angry and mad that the military is going to turn around and tell their current members that they can take testosterone while in the military and while on deployment, but can turn around and say to my face in 2005 that I can't enlist in commission because I was taking testosterone at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you would call bullshit. This is what you call fucking horse shit. Okay? This is what you call like fucking bullshit that you're gonna allow one but deny the other. Okay? Pete Hegseth, I want you to make this right. And I'm calling your ass out on my podcast show. I want you to make this right by saying, look, we know people who were denied enlistment in commission in the 1990s because they were taking testosterone. But now in 2026, we're going to make it right. And my recommendation to the Secretary of War is to go look at the MEPS records of people who were denied enlistment or commission because they were taking testosterone, and go find them and say, how would you like to serve in the reserves or National Guard? How would you like to serve in the reserves and National Guard? Because we're making this up because of the fact that we originally denied you because you were taking testosterone, and now with the new policy, of letting current service members taking testosterone, we're now going to make it up for you as well. They should do that to me. They should do that starting to me because I'm currently serving in the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. They could come up to me at my flotilla meeting and say, "Hey, how would you like the commission in the reserves? How would you like the commission? We'll grant you a commission and you'll just stay strictly in the reserves because of that, and then we're gonna make it up for you." I would love to do that. I would love to be able to do like what full 20 years and retire at like or do a full 15, retire at 67. I'd love to do that. I really, really would. I really would. So anyway, I want to flip gears and talk about this article, this thing that happened yesterday. Okay, President Trump had like a press conference. Okay, he had like an address to the nation about the election interference in this country, about how we were right all along, and the left was trying to call us election deniers, and they were trying to run us out or run us like off the internet and all that. And now yesterday we were proven right all along, okay? And yesterday during the address to the nation, President Trump said that our election was actually stolen in 2020. Our election was hacked and stolen by China. But yet, the liberal left, the DNC, the legacy media called us election deniers and said, "Oh, this is the most secure election in history." Secure election, my fucking ass, when the evidence came out and it's posted on the White House website that our election got hacked in 2020. Okay? And then the biggest shocker of it, China was running a psyop in our country and paid every leftist media hack, every legacy media, okay, every liberal pundit to run a smear campaign against President Trump. Our election got fucking stolen, okay? And then the fucking crazy part was that Democrats were getting non-citizens to vote in our federal elections, which is basically illegal, and which is why we need to pass the SAVE Act, okay? Which we need that law passed immediately. And then the most ironic twist to all this, every fucking legacy media out there, from ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC or MS Now, or the CNN, aka the Communist News Network, refused to air the national address. And the reason why they refused, because they knew that the jig is up. They knew that they were complicit in all this. They knew they were in on all this, and they were scared shit out of their motherfucking diapers that they were going to get exposed for helping China, okay, for helping the Chinese Communist Party in running interference in the election, and they were going to get scared shitless for it, and that's why they refused to air Trump's like address to the nation. So instead, it was aired on social media. It was aired on Rumble. Okay, it was aired on their website, on X. Okay, it was aired on that. It was aired on every alternative social media network out there because the legacy media refused to air it because they knew the jig was up. They knew they're going to get exposed. They knew they got found out that they were the ones helping China steal the election. They were helping like the Chinese Communist Party rig the election, run a psyop against Donald Trump. They knew they were complicit and they were going to get exposed. That's why they refused to air his address to the nation, because they knew that that the jig is up. The fucking game is over. They knew that they were going to be exposed on live national television, on social media, on alternative media, and they knew it was all over. That's why they refused to air his address to the nation. And those legacy media outlets, this is what should happen to them. Their FCC license should be revoked immediately. Their press access to the White House briefing room should be revoked. Their press access to the Department of War briefing should be revoked immediately. Okay, they should be run out of the country. They should be arrested, prosecuted, and they should be thrown in prison. The evidence that's put out on the whitehouse.gov website, and ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be listed on my on the show in the description as well. You can see that the left, the liberals, the Democrats, the deep staters, all were paid by China to rig the election and steal the election away from Donald Trump and give it to Let's Go Brandon Joe Biden. So pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, members of the deep state in this country were aided by the Chinese Communist Party to undermine our elections, undermine our system of government, okay, and undermine the voters' confidence. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, heads need to be fucking rolling right now. The people who did this in 2020, ladies and gentlemen, they need to be in federal prison right now. They need to be in khaki jumpsuits or orange jumpsuits and then perp walked into a maximum security prison and never ever fucking let out for the rest of their fucking natural life. They need to at this point. The fact that this got exposed yesterday on every platform except for the legacy media platform, and the only one who aired it was Fox News and Newsmax and One America, goes to show the legacy media was fucking scared. They were scared shit that they're gonna get exposed. They're scared shit that their charade is over. That the evidence is put out there right now on the White House website that they were paid off by the Chinese Communist Party to basically run interference, to run a shadow government within the United States government to interfere with a duly elected president. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm here in my diaper and t-shirt, okay, the people who did this shit should all be fucking hunted down to extinction and basically be thrown everything, including the goddamn motherfucking kitchen sink. At this point, they should all be hunted down and perp walked into federal prison. At this point, because the fact that they were all paid off by the Chinese Communist Party, every Chinese national who is on a visa studying here in this country and working here in this country should all have their visas revoked by the end of the business day, and they should all be rounded up and fucking deported from this country and never ever be allowed to set foot in America. Okay? After what happened yesterday, after what President Donald Trump exposed on the address to the nation, that the legacy media refused to show because they were actually complicit in what they did, they should all be run out of the fucking country. They should never be allowed to step foot in this country. They should be given the damn McCarthy treatment in this country. They should be named, shamed, and run out in less than 5 seconds. They should be run out so fast that they'll never ever show their fucking fat, ugly liberal face ever again. As someone who votes in this country, I want secure elections. I don't want any foreign country, namely China, from hacking, interfering, or running a psyop to basically destroy a president. Shit. I don't want that in this country. I want secure elections. And if we can't secure our elections in this country, we don't have a fucking damn country to begin with. We don't. And the fact that we have assholes who are being brought and paid off by the Chinese Communist Party to basically run a campaign of like basically undermining the current president. I'm as I'm here in my diaper and onesie, and I'm sitting here going like this. The fuck, man? The fuck is going on? Why aren't these people in prison jumpsuits and sitting in a federal prison somewhere? Why? The people who spoke up, the conservatives, the Republicans, the libertarians, the January 6 patriots, they should be owed restitution. They should be owed a fucking apology. They should be owed like compensation. The fact that we were right, they were wrong, they stole this country from everyone else, okay? They ran a campaign of disinformation by saying, oh, Trump is a Russia stooge, Trump is in bed with Putin and all this shit. But because they said that because they were being brought and paid off by the fucking Chinese Communist Party. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, the people who were saying, Russia hacked our election, Russia, and saying that, oh, we had the most secure election, should all be thrown in fucking federal prison by the end of the day. They should all be put in a federal prison cell and never ever see freedom as long as they're breathing. That's what should happen to these people. The fact that the left was being paid off by the Chinese Communist Party says a lot about what happened in 2020. Says a lot about how our elections got hacked, how elections got stolen, how our elections got rigged because the left, the liberals, the Democrats, and deep staters were all in cahoots with the Chinese Communist Party, and they were all being brought and paid for by the Chinese Communist Party. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, after that address to the nation yesterday, I'm going to say like this loud and clear. Every one of those leftists, liberals, Democrats, and deep staters and journalists who were all brought and paid off by the Chinese Communist Party should all be hanged, should all be sitting in a federal prison somewhere and be sitting in a prison cell for the rest of their fucking natural life. It's that simple. It really is. And at this point in where we're at right now, we need to tariff the ever living motherfucker out of China for what they did to this country. We need to impose tariffs like the 10th degree. Okay? And those tariffs should be for the rest of their life. Pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, China needs to pay royally. China needs to pay. If we can't go to war militarily, we should go to war economically. We should literally stink and bankrupt China at this point for what they did to us. We should. Okay? We literally should. And one thing I want to talk about before we go for today, and this came up last night on my social media feed, okay? And this literally came up, right? And I was like this. I was like, hey, Maine, hey, state of Maine, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Are you people that fucking dumb, stupid, and mentally retarded? Are you that? Are you that stupid, ladies and gentlemen? Because for some reason, the state of Maine Democrats have decided to run in place of Graham Plattner, the disgraced Democrat candidate who's accused of raping women and having a Nazi tattoo. Okay, the Maine Democrats have decided to run a transgender man who identifies as a woman. Okay, can't even say why he's qualified to run for office. As I was seeing this last night in my bed while going to sleep, I was like, man, are you fucking okay? What the fuck is wrong with you? I thought shit like this is what you hear in California or New York. But in the state of Maine, in the New England region, I'm like, are you guys okay? Are you guys all right? Are you guys well? Because it seems like the clown show in the state of Maine is never going to end. It's ongoing. You got this one candidate, okay? And it's like, holy fucking shit. The guy's name goes by like Ashley Webb, okay? He can't even say, okay? He can't even say why he wants to run for office, why he wants to be Maine's next senator. Yeah. But the internet, when its damn diligence, better than society, decided to dig into his background, and oh my fucking Lord. I mean, holy fuck. Okay? Seriously. I mean, holy fuck. Just digging into this guy's background already, all right? This guy who claims to be a woman writes one book, all right? Writes one book, has a failed music career. I mean, if you listen to his songs, it's probably full of shit. And his book is all AI driven. And on top of that, his his profile picture is AI driven because if you look at his butt ugly face, it looks like the reincarnation of Meatloaf. I'm like, yeah, man, you really are scraping the bottom of the barrel on this one. And then on top of that, he claims to be an intersex woman. And even on Reddit, it says, hey, running openly as a trans intersex candidate for Senate in Maine. Okay? He's running as a trans intersex. I'm like, I'm like this, dude. If you're intersex as you claim to be, what's your diagnosis, first of all? What's your diagnosis here? Because quite frankly, this dude ain't actually intersex. Okay? This piece of shit isn't actually intersex at all. And if you look at his butt ugly picture, look like Meatloaf in drag. Doesn't even look like a woman for all I care. Maybe to dumb, stupid, retarded liberals, maybe, but to normal, sane, everyday folks, he looks like a in drag, or looks like Gorlock in drag. Okay, looks like Gorlock. But the fact that this butt ugly dude from who hails from Farmington, Maine, is going to run as a Democrat for Senate. I go like this, ladies and gentlemen. Susan Collins needs to win regardless. Susan Collins needs to win at all costs. She needs to win at all costs. If this passes for a Democrat candidate, I mean, what? You got to be what? Mentally ill, BIPOC, or what? White liberal, or tranny. You know the Democrats are fucked beyond fucked. And I thought AOC was fucking that stupid. I mean, seriously, AOC is like what? The poster child for why special ed kids should never be allowed to enter college or Congress. This one would be the same thing. This is why they should never be allowed to enter college or Congress. The fact that this ugly dude, okay, claims on his Reddit post that he claims to ovulate, okay, claims to have monthly periods, but has male genitalia, male DNA, okay, and says that despite being karyotyped XY, he says he's pretty positive I'm XX type. To me, guys, as a DSD person who has Kallmann syndrome, this guy's an interfaker. This guy is grade A plus bullshitter and an interfaker in the 10th degree. This guy literally, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst kind of interfaker on the face of the planet. And I hate to be the fucking bearer of the bad news. If Maine Democrats decide to run this reincarnation of Meatloaf as their candidate against Susan Collins, I'm telling you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is no hope, no salvation for people in the state of Maine. I'm sorry to say this, man. Whatever Maine deserves to get, they need to get that immediately. It's like, for Christ's sakes, it's like this dude probably went to Ross and dressed like that. or as I call it, cross, okay, because they probably went to that cross dressing store called Ross to buy that ugly, hideous dress for that, and then they probably didn't prepare for like the debate. So to me, it's like, Maine, you really are scraping the bottom of the barrel. I mean, how low can you go, Maine Democrats? How fucking low can you go? Oh wait, there is no bottom for Democrats or liberals. There isn't a bottom, because if you try to look where the bottom is, there ain't no bottom. It probably keeps going and going way past the center of the earth, and probably the other side, and probably what, to the lowest part of the Milky Way galaxy and the local group. It probably keeps going and going. But to me, guys, to me, this reincarnation of meatloaf is what the main Democrats are running against Susan Collins. I just gotta say like this: Susan Collins needs to win at all costs. She needs to win like her life depends on it. Because if we can if we keep Susan Collins in the Senate as it is, we have no problem with Maine. It's just the other ones we have to worry about, which is like what? Michigan, North Carolina, and Georgia. The other three states that we have to worry so much. So Maine has to be on our like high priority, but our other three states we need to put them on medium high priority, because if we lose Maine, okay, and we have to win Georgia, North Carolina, and Michigan at all costs. So at this point, guys, Susan Collins needs to win, like if it's no fucking tomorrow. They need to win royally, because look at what the Democrats are running. They're running this dude who thinks he's a girl, who thinks he's an intersex person, and he looks more like the reincarnation of Meatloaf. I'm like this, ladies and gentlemen. Is this what the Democrats are scraping after their fiasco with Graham Plattner? Is this what the Democrats are coming up with? At this point, ladies and gentlemen, insanity has left the station with the Democrats, and any hope of salvation for the state of Maine just went just went out the window with it. So to me, guys, Maine, are you fucking okay? Are you fucking alright? Do you guys need a fucking intervention from the rest of the New England states? Come on, I'm looking at you, Rhode Island, Mass, Vermont, New Hampshire. Y'all gonna help us out and give the state of Maine an intervention? Are y'all gonna help us out on this one? Because we may need help. We may need help giving Maine an intervention and say, look, we're gonna take the wheel here from now on. Y'all people don't need to do this shit, okay? We're gonna take the wheel. We're gonna take over your state, because you people can't have any sense of normalcy anymore at this point. So this is why I sit there and I go like this: Maine, are you fucking okay? You alright? Did you hit your head or something? Did you fall? Did you fall somewhere? Okay, are you okay? Do you need any like intervention or medical assistance at this point? Do you? Just wondering, just wondering. But wow, that was a good long show, guys. That was a fucking good long show for y'all. And the stuff we talked about today, that was amazing and all that. And it was even amazing that I'm doing this podcast show all in my diaper and t-shirt, which is like, wow. For someone like me who does this in a diaper and t-shirt, yeah, this is pretty much my normal. This is pretty much normal for me. But anyway, guys, it is Friday, and I want to get the hell out of here for the weekend. So I do want to thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I am Nikki, your host. I will see you all soon. Bye for now.
You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.